Chaos Championship match is a match made official in the ever-so-dangerous NXT parking lot. A parking lot so steeped in violence, bedlam, insanity, and bloodshed, it should be classified as a war zone. Honestly, I am amazed that any NXT talent, any NXT official, commentator, anybody on the crew can manage to get out of their car, not immediately be attacked, dragging their body to the door, being attacked repeatedly again and again and again and again, to the point they can barely get inside the door before being drug out, quarantine style, and being attacked again. Or wreck, as it were, because wreck was better than quarantine. Wreckatine! That's not really how that works. But honestly, the NXT parking lot, it's amazing. It would take forever to list the amount of men, women, children, animal, vegetable, mineral, alien beings that have somehow come down to Earth to invade, and then they land in the NXT parking lot. We beat the shit out of them. Welcome to Earth, as Will Smith said in Independence Day. Also, there were a bunch of really apocalyptically stagey, goddamn talking segments that made me think we were watching a really bad one-act play take multiple takes in front of a live audience. That is not how you do one-act plays, folks. Anyway, nevertheless, I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT, and next week is Spring Break in. What has happened to NXT? What has happened to it? I know it's supposed to be for new talents, and talents that get a chance to grow. Maybe you take some people from the main roster, you try to give them a fresh coat of paint, you try to give people a chance to rise, but when you have such bad creative, like that's been on display on the show for weeks, and quite frankly, about 2 years on, there are good things on NXT. One of them is not Booker's commentary. Booker T is fucking rotten and ruins every goddamn show he calls. I swear to God, he is just a series of weird catchphrases that make no goddamn sense. Oh, is he a vacuum that has a hair, ball clogged in it? Maybe he's being like a cat. No, cats are actually useful. Booker T is not useful on commentary. So yeah, 2 title matches. Quick recap of last week's main event, where Grayson Waller is now going to get a shot at Carmelo Hayes next week at Spring Break in. I already did that. So Vic immediately cuts in, hey, am I on? Because we have the Creeds and Gallus and the Dyad schism thingy or whatever, all brawling with officials and everything, and it's craziness. Let them fight. Let them fight. So they calm down. The Creeds have Ivy in their corner. Gallus have whatever coffee that is. Is it Mark coffee? I don't care. And the Dyad, or whatever, schism. So yeah, it's the former Grizzled Hung veterans along with Joe Wayne Gacy and Ava Braun, and it's a 3-way tag team championship match. Oh boy, more multi-person matches. Great. I like the Creeds. Gallus aren't bad. If they never changed the Grizzled Young veterans and just maybe gave them a bit more of an edge and didn't turn them into stupid cultist shit, because the Schism Dyad, whatever the hell you want to call them, actually aren't awful as far as athletes. And some people, yes, need characters, but this whole cult thing is stupid. Julius was a one-man rectum crew here. I think I said that right. Shut up, Noah. Shut up. Stop thinking it. Stop thinking it. You know who you are. And Ava Braun distracts. Basically what ends up happening is Ivy gets knocked down, Julius checks on her, and Brutus gets pinned. It was madness. It wasn't the worst I've seen, but it was also another multi-person match that just blends in with all the others. Dijak and Apollo are going to have a match because Dijak shoved the cameraman down. Apollo said, hey, wait, what the fuck are you doing? Noam Dar is ready to blast off next, but first we get Mega Man Frazier doing a parody of Last Week Tonight. I'm all for Nathan Frazier getting more opportunities. I don't know why he's doing this. I mean, it does prevent him from possibly crashing on a dive, and I forgot that he actually got injured in that North American Championship ladder match, or one of them, I think at Halloween Havoc. They do so many ladder matches now. But anyway, the locker room is full of stud and studettes. Make sure that you don't let shit keep you down. I don't know what the point of this was. The sad thing is, this wasn't even the worst thing. I mean, Frazier has a bright future. Never slow down. I made a note that this show oftentimes never gets going anywhere. Supernova 11, Noam Dar against Miles Bourne. Bourne might have something because he throws a decent punch and he also has a good look. Noam Dar without the beautiful Alicia Fox. I know that's years ago. Dar's fine, but hits a one-footed drop kick later, or whatever the hell they call it. He gets a victory. So, I made a note that Roxanne... I'm going to try to be nice here because Roxanne actually is talented, wise beyond her years. She gets it in the ring. One thing she doesn't get is the goddamn promos. Now, I know that the point of NXT is to work on that. But sweet Christ. Was she a hostage in previous lives? Why does she seem like she's being, please, just do this. You, Zoe, you are so goddamn, no, I'm not saying anything. Please, don't do that, folks. Don't do, Roxanne is somebody that they could get a lot out of. And she can provide a lot for them. Get her a goddamn manager, please. Anyway, Jensen and Briggs are at odds. Or Brooks and whatever. The Cowboy Boys. The Cowboys. The Boy Cows. I don't know. What kind of high school drama shit is this? Why was Briggs crying? Kiana James would have power over many men. And several women, honestly. It's one of the worst things that I've seen on NXT TV. I'm not even faulting the people. To think that Jensen is Bull Buchanan's son. Odyssey Jones gets speared out of his boots by Steiner, who cuts a promo. He's a full-fledged heel. Why? Fuck it. And then he mentioned a bunch of people, including Duke Hudson. Willing to chase you. Here's Duke Hudson with his MVP trophy. And he says, hey, wait a second. You're going to face me. And then Steiner's like, fine, I'll face you. Take all the time you need. No, I wasn't finished. You're going to face Andre Chase. Because Duke is still a heel. Everybody can see it coming. Has that stupid MVP trophy with him. I don't know what they're doing with Steiner. I think they're just waiting until SummerSlam. But nevertheless, Mackenzie with Cora. Cora basically didn't get to say everything that she wanted to say about the women's division. Gigi shows up and says that she will unleash her anger on Cora. Pretty Deadly want to have a match with Tony D and Stax after being locked in the trunk. Anything goes. Oh boy, as opposed to the other matches that they have here. Roxanne then took on Zoe, Grandma Zoe. Roxanne is 21 years old. Zoe hasn't been 21 since the Spanish-American War. All jokes aside, even though the Black Plague is something that still sticks in Zoe Stark's mind, Roxanne can work, not cut promos. Zoe is good in the ring as well. Roxanne ends up almost laying on her head on a half and half later on, and then hits Pop Rocks 1, 2, 3. Not a bad match, nothing really of note. Indy then shows up. Roxanne, I wouldn't be the champion if it wasn't for you. Let's have a match. And then Tiffany shows up, fresh off of a Vegas showroom. Some of the outfits, I'm not saying people don't put... some of the gear choices or outfit choices for the various men, just various people on this show, it's odd. Like, what are we even doing here? Don't be actors, be wrestlers. We're going to have a three-way. I've seen this movie before. Mackenzie tries talking to Grayson Waller, and he just holds up a gold sneaker and basically says he's going to be mellow next year. Or next week. God, if they drug it out for a year. No, next week. So, Von Wagner tries to get Robert Stone to be on his side again. My dad was a Beverly brother. And that was enough to convince Robert Stone that the Beverly Brothers are good enough to invest in heavy metal Von Wagner lobotomized zebra. Please, for the love of fucking God, stop it with Von Wagner. I'm not saying fire anybody. I'm just saying if I don't want to see him on my TV for a while, I'll be happy. Gigi Dolan makes her entrance. We go to break. Why are Axiom Verge and Scripps? Why is this feud getting the comic book treatment? Didn't work out so well for Xia Li. And then we see a TikTok thing where Hank and Tank are talking. Well, there's your team right there. And Danny Palmer tops Sol Ruca. And then Gigi and Cora had a match that, well, it was Gigi's flower versus Cora's stick, as I noted. Scintillating camera work during this, by the way. Later, Jacy Jayne shows up. Because she didn't officially attack Gigi, they tumble to the outside. Jacy gets thrown into Booker. It got Booker off a commentary for a bit, so I'll be happy with that. And then Cora hits a double arm DDT, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then Rise of Lyra interrupts Cora on the stage. Frank forgot to turn off the smoke machine. Damn it, Frank, you had one job. They're going to have a match of Spring Break-In. Mackenzie then talks to Eddie Thorpe, the former Carl Fredericks. He's here to hone his skills, and he's here to win. And Damon Kemp shows up, says a few things, and wanders off. Dijak makes his entrance, and we go to break. If you notice, I'm just skipping through a lot of this stuff. It's because, why get angry? Even though I just got angry a little bit earlier. I don't know. Fallon and Briggs talk, and then Jensen and Kiana show up in the bar, and they're going to have a mixed tag list next week. This whole thing is stupid, and it's involving people that actually could be beneficial to the company. At least the women. Apollo and Dijak had a match that wasn't dull. Big man, slightly less big man stuff. Because both are agile. And both are powerful. Knee to face. 1, 2, 3. Dijak wins. Dragunov then shows up and we have a brief brawl and a pull apart. Jacy Jayne in the parking lot, not getting attacked, says, Gigi abandoned her brother and I'm going to make her abandon NXT like she abandoned her brother. Then Wesley took on Charlie Dempsey in a match where Gulak attacked before the bell and tried to attack during it, and Wesley won. It was for the North American Championship, by the way. When we can get Charlie Dempsey something interesting, I'll be for it. And I have nothing against Gulak, but I don't think this pairing's working. It's working better than Gulak and Hank, but that's because we could see the breakup coming. And then Gulak and Dempsey attack afterwards. Apparently Wes has no friends. Yes, I know there are a lot of saves, but this would have been the opportunity for a save to maybe do a tag match later. Tony D and Stax are at a restaurant. They talk about old shit that they did that we didn't see on camera. And Pretty Deadly and them are going to have a trunk match. They're going to put them in the trunk and drive them around. And then the Grayson Waller effect was going to happen. Except, we have a little thing of Oba Femi. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it. Because it could be Femi. But then that would lead to jokes. Even though we're in 2023 and we shouldn't be doing that. He threw a bunch of furniture and appliances and stuff in a field. I mean, let's see how he looks. He's impressive as far as physically. Grayson Waller effect after the Spring Break-In rundown. And they go back and forth. Grayson hasn't won the big one. Melo needed a trick to win the big one. Da-da-da. And they hold up the title in the sneaker and that's it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I look forward to what Grayson and Melo can do. I'm looking forward to that match. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the fucking card, maybe outside of one of the women's matches, but whatever. Yeah, NXT is pretty much just falling apart. Agree, disagree with what I said? Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.